The die has been cast. There is no more looking back. Marcus Rashford is headed out of Man United as he has been left out of the Man United squad again as we do prepare to take on Bournemouth later on today. Welcome to the United Hot Sport. Here is the official match day build-up before an exciting game. A game I told you should be a turning point for Man United's season and our chase for top four. But listen, Marcus Rashford is no more. I saw people dropping down in the comment section talking about Rashford again and how he should be the one playing behind the striker with Bruno Fernandes. And I'm thinking, guys, move on, guys, move on. But first of all, like this video, share it, and subscribe to the United Sport because we are headed towards 12K subscribers. Listen, it's a big I think achievement. I mean, we are in what we are getting within our second year. It is certainly looking good, isn't it? Anyway, let's get proper into the Man United talk because it has been confirmed that Marcus Rashford is not in the squad that is going to be playing against Bournemouth at home in a crucial game for Ruben Amorim. Remember, speaking in the pre-match press conference, he said Rashford is a United player. He expects him to train well, and if he does, he's going to be considering him and selecting him for the game against Bournemouth. But listen, it is now turning out that Rashford is not in the squad. Now, whether it surprises you, I don't know. It doesn't surprise me. It doesn't anger me. It just shows me a serious manager who is stuck to his guns and is managing situations that before have failed to be managed. I was listening to an interview of one of the assistants of Eric Ten Hag, that is Benny McCarthy, speaking about why, trying to justify why they did not give Ahmad the chances he deserved, and he clearly looked clueless. He said, because of Antony being the manager felt Antony, because of how he wanted to play, Antony was a better player because he had played with him. He had played for him at Ajax, and he saw what he could do. And in terms of tactical and what he was able to bring on the pitch, he was ahead of Ahmad, and he was better. The explanation was so bogus that it gave a biting expose of how incompetent the past management was, because these were people who are making decisions to impress players. You can imagine how you do that. You have your best player. Every day I kept telling you that Amad Diallo was impressing everyone in training. But even the fellow players, fellow teammates, staff at Man United, the admin, if you are following the social media platforms of Man United, you would see that the admin was so moved by Amad Diallo and his talent. But Eric Ten Hag chooses, this was from the mouth of Benny McCarthy, chooses to stick to Antony, who was totally off, just because he's his player, he bought him, and he had to find ways of playing him. And I'm thinking, okay, I do know that managers want to back their signings, but to what end? To what end? It is insane. It's insane. It doesn't make sense at all, does it? But anyhow, so this is to show you that Ruben Amorim sticking to his guns and saying, Rashford, you're not good enough. However big a player you are, I'm not going to cow down and bow down to pressures from certain supporters, his PR group, and himself. You can go and give all interviews you want, but I'm calling the shots. You are not good enough. I'm dropping you for another game. Whether we're beaten at home at Old Trafford, I don't care. We can still win games of football with or without you. For me, that's the character of a manager I want to back. But let's get proper into the game and talk about the starting 11 and how Ruben Amorim might set up for this game. Certainly, it's a pressure game for him because it's a home game. United is yet to win back-to-back games in the Premier League this season. It's against the team, a stubborn Bournemouth that has been frustrating big teams this season. It is certainly a high-pressure game for Amorim. But you see, these games are games that you want as a manager. They are games that you want to come because it's a home game. You've just been ejected out of a cup tournament, the Carabao Cup, in a manner that perhaps the fans will left feeling, okay, we tried. So there's anticipation, there's expectation. You left the fans, wanting and yearning for more, hoping and believing that the next game will be better. My feeling is, being a home game, it's a timely one for Ruben Amorim. I feel like he has got enough time with the players in terms of resting them. He rested because of his rotation, certainly. He has rested enough. There won't be any excuses of who is fresh or not for the game. That's why I think it's going to be an important game. And this game is perhaps the game where we are going to see Ruben Amorim's proper starting 11. unless someone got injured and we didn't know. But we must have a semblance of his proper starting 11. We're not exactly certain about what exactly is going on with the elite, whether it was him being rested or not. But whatever the case will be, I think whichever starting 11 uh, starts in this game today is going to be mostly composed of the people that Amorim will feel these are the proper players to bank on going forward. He's now beginning, and he said it himself, he's now beginning to identify his starting 11 and he's going to make a proper use of it. Very important for me. Now, definitely, there are areas, of course, that were weak in the previous game. Of course, the goalkeeping department, I'll tell Bindil, and I'm going to drop a video after the game. After my match reaction, my next video should be about the goalkeeping department. I think I'll focus on it in a proper video. But the thing is, Andre Onana certainly will come and start in between the sticks. But there is more to the goalkeeping department than just Onana and Baindil. We'll talk about that in a more extensive video. I don't want to, uh, to, to, to to mess it up in a short video. But the thing is, whoever starts this game must feel like important in they're important in what Amorim is trying to build. And if you fail, for me, this is going to be the ultimate audition for the so-called or would-be starting 11. This is going to be the proper audition. If you fail this, perhaps there will be no turning back. I think the honeymoon is about to get done. You know, in football, you don't have a lot of time as honeymoon unless you're an Arsenal manager, you're Mikel Arteta at Arsenal, where you have 5 years to build and build and build and win. And I was telling people, I'm one of those who feel like Man United might win the Premier League before Arsenal. With all the struggles United is in, with how far back we are lagging behind Arsenal, I strongly believe that Man United will be competing for the title before Arsenal ever dreams of it. And it's not because they're a bad team, but because of certain mistakes we see they do. But I want poke my nose into their business. I'm just pushing my agenda. I'm just talking about mine anyway. So if you're an Arsenal guys and you're Arsenal guy there having a past year and you're angered by my statement, well, you can counter it. But the thing is, Ruben Amorim very fast is showing you he's doing things that certain managers take a season or two to do, or perhaps some never do. For me, that shows you a guy who is working on timelines, who is hungry for success, who is making everyone understand that the ultimate goal here is for us to win the Premier League. And he's even saying this publicly in press conferences to the media, telling them, listen, what we want is the English Premier League. So for me, this game being the game where he's got to have a semblance of his starting 11, every player playing in there will be facing an audition. After today, you perform well, you're probably going to have a contract discussion if your contract is about to get done, because we've seen before already players like Amad Diallo, who have impressed him already, are already commanding contract talks with them. We are praying and crying for Eric Ten Hag to give the boy a chance, give him a new contract, and guy wasn't sure. Right now, Amorim has clearly seen he's his best player. He's saying it's difficult to bench him even for a Carabao Cup game. He's already directed the guys in charge of contracts to give him a new contract. Players like Harry Maguire, already talks are going on between him and the club over triggering his 12 months extension. These, for me, are the signs that this manager is working on timelines. He's eager. He knows what Man United supporters want. We don't have a lot of time to wait forever for things to happen right for us to start competing again for titles. For me, it's an impeccable approach that Amorim has brought in at Man United. That said, my prediction of the game, I won't go into the starting 11 who could start or who couldn't, but my prediction of the game is Man United is going to have a comfortable victory against Bournemouth. Of course, it will be a hard fight, but comfortable. You know, it's one thing to fight hard, but be comfortable even when even when you're winning, even when you've had to fight for your victory. It's not oxymoron. You fight because in the Premier League there are no easy games, but there can be comfortable wins. I feel this is going to be a comfortable 3-1 win for Manchester United. My name is Webb. Like, share, and subscribe. I will be back later with a match reaction after the game.